the scenes. You know, you can't be some adamant porn watcher. They take it as creepy because he has a lustful mindset. You have to desexualize your brain. Anytime I see a woman, it's not immediately sex. I genuinely have to have a woman coming out saying something about them. Do on a daily basis what choices you make. Your mind, you understand, as a man, you're... All right, so you know, I'm gonna do a whiteboard video tomorrow, but this is gonna be my last card talk video for the week. But you know, I want to talk about like how the subconscious mind will trick you into being mediocre, right? And how your subconscious is very important in the way you maneuver through life, and the actions you take directly affect the subconscious mind. Okay, so if you have so when anybody has a negative personality, or their personality is just super demonic, or they're depressed, or they have anxiety, you know, it's usually because of the actions that they're doing behind the scenes. You know, you can't be some adamant porn watcher and then you try to act tough in front of people. You can't have a certain confidence about you if, you know, when you're by yourself, you're doing something that you know is so wrong for you. You know, your actions directly affect the type of person you are. What you do on a daily basis, what choices you make, will show in how you are perceived, you know, without you even knowing. You know, if you ever meet someone who is, you know, always watching porn, or someone who's always drinking, someone's always smoking, if you always watch someone who always gives into their urges, it shows when you have a conversation with them. You know, like there's this guy I work with, right? And he's very lustful. So anytime he talks to a woman, they take it as creepy because he has a lustful mindset, right? If he wasn't so lustful, if he wasn't always trying to fuck everything that he's with, or sleep with any girl he meets, or he's not always trying, he always looks at women as a sexual object instead of a human being first, he wouldn't come off as creepy, right? But because he's so lustful, women tend to have a problem with him. You know, it's the fact that whenever you look at a woman, right, or if you immediately think sex, if you immediately go to sexual things in your mind, you have to desexualize your brain. You have to get away from all the sexual environment that you're in, whether that be getting on semen retention, whether that be dropping the porn, whether that be not sleeping with women, you know, deleting the dating apps. He's always on dating apps too. That's another thing. You know, when you're always, your mind, you understand, as a man, your life force is very strong. So when you're constantly releasing that life force, it's going to show on your face, and it's going to show on your attitude. You can't think straight when you're talking to a woman, especially a woman who's beautiful, because you're always thinking about sex, right? So as soon as you see her, you think, I want to have sex with her, instead of conversation. What is she talking about? You can't think like that, right? Since I've been on semen retention for like 4 months now, I don't think that way anymore. You know, I don't think that way because my body's not used to releasing. So anytime I see a woman, it's not immediately sex. I genuinely have to have an attraction to you, not just physically, but mentally as well. There has to be some sort of chemistry there. If there's no chemistry there, then I'm not going to be able to relate to you. And this is the importance of not giving into your urges. This is the importance of not falling for your desires. A man's entire life is dictated by whether he controls his lust or not. You can see it with successful men, bro. Any successful man, every time they have a lust problem, it will always come out in the future. Look at the people that y'all consider the great male gurus, bro. Look at like Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate. Look at all of these people. What brought them down is a woman blaming them for something that they did in the past. But if they were men who controlled their lust and stayed holy, they wouldn't have those issues, right? But every single moment, it's another woman coming out saying something about them. Whether it's true or not, you know, that's up to you to believe. I don't think it's true. But you can't deny the fact that if they weren't given into their lust, there wouldn't be an accusation there in the first place, right? You don't get back at damaged women by being a damaged man. Because all women in your mindset are bad, all women are going in your mindset. You then, because of that, tend to react to that by being demonic as well. You react to that by, okay, now every woman I ever see, I'm going to just think of them as sexual objects. And after I sleep with them, I'm going to drop them. Right? Or I'm never going to be with just one woman. I'm always going to cheat. I'm going to treat women like they're second-class citizens because of what your perception of women are today. And let me explain something. No man who is, no man in the world who is not a man of God is going to get a daughter of God. So any man that is in the red pill space, none of them are men of God. So their perception of women is going to be trash because they're messing with demonic women. They're messing with damaged women. So that's why they say all women are the same, and their tactics only work on damaged demonic women. But when you give your life fully to Christ, you understand that there's something greater than whatever greater. And if that woman is submitted to God as well, you don't really have to worry about those things. But those men have never, ever had a relationship with the woman of God because God repels those men away from them. Right? So you have to understand that whatever you do, I keep thinking people, whatever you do in your daily life is going to affect how you move throughout the day. Right? What you consume directly controls you. Right? So if you consume a lot of news, if you consume a lot of doom scrolling, a lot of celebrity gossip, that's what's going to be on your mind all day. If you're doom scrolling before you're going to go to sleep, that's what's going to be on your mind, and the reason you can't sleep. Because you're doom scrolling, consuming a lot of information. Now your brain is like all over the place, and you can't rest in peace when you sleep. Right? So you have to watch what you put in your mind. You have to watch what you consume. And that's going to directly affect whether you're ambitious, whether you're charismatic. What you consume can tell you that that can tell your brain that you're not going to be successful. If you feel insecure in yourself, it's probably a correlation to what you consume that's making you feel insecure. What's making you feel confident is what you consume on a daily basis. That's why I don't pay attention to a lot of current events. Because if you're paying attention to current events all day, you're going to be negative. I'm going to be insecure if I'm watching a whole bunch of current events. If I'm watching a whole bunch of celebrity gossip, I'm going to have a negative brain. I'm going to not think highly of myself because I'm always consuming stuff that's not good for me. Right? So watch what you consume. And I know this conversation is kind of all over the place and I kind of went off track, but my point is just pay attention to what you consume, dog. Really analyze your life. Am I consuming things that benefit or detriment my life? Am I consuming things that are going to have an effect on my life positive, or am I consuming things that are going to have an effect on my life negative? I meet a lot of dudes every day who are like stalking their ex. I'm like, why are you stalking your ex? Why are you on her page? I broke up with my girl 3 years ago. I have not seen her. I don't have pictures of her. There's nothing in my phone or anything about her at all that I have seen in 3 years because I don't want to go back to the memories of when I was with her. Because my brain is going to be negative. I make sure I consume things that benefit my daily life. The way I talk in the camera, the way I talk to people is going to be affected by what I consume on a daily basis. So pay attention to what you consume. Right? Stop living in sin. Sin is going to directly affect your glow. It's going to directly affect how you feel. It's going to directly affect how you have conversations. Sin feels like freedom until you have to stop. Smoking weed, you feel like you're free because now you smoke all the time. That's how I feel free. Try to stop smoking weed and watch how free you don't feel. Because you're enslaved to a substance. That's with anything. That's with porn, alcohol. Try to stop and watch how free you feel. You won't feel free at all. You're not free. You're a slave to a substance, dog. You're a slave to sin. That's why it's hard for you to truly give your life to God, because you're like, man, I don't want to give up my sin. Stop falling into your lust and watch how much of a slave you are to your lust. It's just a way for you to run away from your problems. That's it. So, I'm just kind of rambling. I'm going to have a whiteboard video tomorrow, but, I'm going to just leave people with that. Thank you guys for watching, and follow me on Instagram at officialspider, OFFICAL SPIDA. Thank you.